I hope you have. We're gonna save that one. I like. Do you want to go into some critical analysis, and then you want to do this one, or should we just do this one?
We've been doing some pretty critical analysis.
Okay. All right, we got this book at the library.
Let's talk about the parentheses.
Oh yeah, the parentheses.
How about
we have some? We'll look in our books for parentheses ones. Boom. Wasn't it like 800 something? Oh,
830.
830. Oh no, 816.
580.
816. Remember
this one? This one has a ton of parentheses.
This one was Now I Lay Me.
Oh, you're right. 816.
This one was a good one.
This is a good one. We like this. We have a lot to say about this one.
This was like how we ended it Saturday, and we were like,
we thought we were the smartest people in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right.
I hope service doesn't get out soon.
I want to let you know that in the critical analysis book that we read, the person who talks about Cummings says that, I mean, you know,
this
that
is the critical analysis book, by the way. It's a book of essays about Cummings.
Yeah, and he says that he uses a lot of parentheses, and it's kind of like he's putting like other thoughts that random thoughts that he has into his poems.
They're like asides.
Yeah, they're like
during the poem, and they're supposed to be read in a whisper.
Yeah, exactly, in a whisper. So we'll read them in a whisper. We'll read it first without the parentheses because we found something at that, and then when we read it with the parentheses, it's like a totally different.
Like it's like sometimes he has a poem and then he puts in asides and it gives the poem a completely different meaning. So Casey's gonna read this poem. We really like it normal, and then we put the parentheses in. It's like, oh my gosh, this poem.
This is ridiculous. Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
Go for
it. So without the parentheses, this is what it says. Now I lay me, and what a gently welcoming darkestness. Now I lay me down, feeling that sunlight is only loaned, whereas night is given. Now I lay me down to dream of something which nobody may keep. Now I lay me down to dream of spring.
Let's see, that's like nice. He's like going to bed. It's like, oh, night is so relaxing. Like night is something that
night just comes.
Night comes. Night just comes, and you get to like, that is your time to sleep.
And you know that the darkness is gonna come when night comes.
Like day doesn't always come.
Like sometimes today, it's kind of rainy.
It's kind of rainy. Not
Friday. It was very sunny.
I bet if you lived at the North Pole, there'd be times where it was never sunny.
Yeah, exactly. So it was kind of just like now. It was like really peaceful. Like now I lay me down. Like night is my time, and like this was like really relaxing.
Yeah, and like dreaming about spring. Dreaming about spring.
Maybe he was in winter because night comes a lot in winter, and he was dreaming about spring coming, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like a chance to dream about like nice things.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'm gonna pause this for like 2 seconds to make sure the sound's working.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. I mean,
we're back. Sound works.
Day 2 is just kidding.
We're shaking like crazy.
We didn't finish this poem.
All right. Right.
Okay.
We didn't do our analysis yet.
So we'll talk. I'll read this poem with the parentheses. Now I lay with everywhere around me, the great dim deep sound of rain, and of always and of nowhere. And what a gently welcoming darkestness. Now I lay me down in a most steep, more than music, feeling that sunlight is, life and day are, only loaned, whereas night is given. Night and death and the rain are given, and given is how beautifully snow. Now I lay me down to dream of nothing I or any somebody or you can begin to imagine. Something which nobody may keep. Now I lay me down to dream of spring.
See, doesn't that give it like totally... Okay, so first of all, let's point out the obvious. Day equals life, and night equals death.
Exactly.
Okay, because he even says that, like, he's like light, life, and day. He's like light, life, and day. And he's like night, death, and...
Death and rain.
Death and rain. It's like... So here's what we think. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
He says light and day and life aren't always guaranteed, and not always, they're only on loan to us. But night is something that always comes. Death is something that always comes. So when you read it like that, it's like kind of depressing, and you're like, oh, but when you read it yes, night is such a nice thing. So maybe he's making you, like, think about death, like, not being such a bad thing. If you're equating it with something like night, which you know that you can think of night, like, positively,
Yeah.
then...
Maybe.
Yeah, if you know you can think of night positively, and then you equate night with death, then maybe you could think about death not positively, but not
in like a horrible way. Like,
think of
oh
it
my
as
gosh.
like an eternal sleep,
Yeah.
almost, instead of like
An
an expiration date.
Yeah, exactly. Like the
like the expiration date. You should have been there yesterday.
You should have been there. All right, we're gonna talk about some creepy poems now. Some Peas Porridge hot poems.
We think this one's about abortion.
I'll let you know right now. I don't even know where they are.
They're on the floor. You ran over them when you were playing with the wheelchair.
Where did I put them? These are the ones that we already won. Where did they go?
Oh.
Found them. Okay. I'm gonna read this one to you. This one's very colorful.
Colorful red with blood. Just kidding. Oh, show them the poem.
Oh.
Alright. It's got some markings on it.
Red rag and pink flag, black shirt and brown. Strut mints and stink brag have all come to town. Some like it shot, and some like it hung, and some like it in the twat 9 months young. You don't have to look at hot cross buns, because I obviously picked the wrong nursery rhyme.
It's peas porridge hot. Peas
Peas porridge hot. Peas porridge in the pot 9 days old.
So, first, language used in the first stanza. Red rag, black shirt, strut mint, stink brag. It's like, those are bad. I don't even know what they
stink.
mean. They have
that's
like
negative.
They have like negative connotations, so this whole poem is pretty negative.
Pretty negative.
Here's the thing though. It gets rhythmic, and he uses a nursery rhyme, which is kind of juvenile.
Yeah.
And I think he was using that rhythm and that nursery rhyme, like, ironically, almost. Like,
Tussie's like, oh, the nursery rhymes, I love it, I love little children.
let's make it about death!
Because, like, Ring Around the Rosie, how that was about, like, ashes, we all fall down. They all fall down. Like, don't they all die in that?
That's what it's about.
So, like, maybe because Peas Porridge Hot didn't have a connotation like that, he decided to make one.
That's exactly why.
Whatever. So he's like, some like it shot, some like it hung, some like it in a twat, 9 months young. Definitely abortion, that's what we were thinking. 9 months young means like
something.
9 months young means
It's like a baby.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, the whatever for a baby is 9 months.
If you don't know how long a baby is, it's TWOT.
Twat is slang for a woman's genitals.
Oh yeah, because he spells it TWOT though, but twat is definitely slang for a woman's genital.
Yeah.
Maybe he likes to spell. He just likes to spell things weird.
He's so weird.
He's on the crap. I know, that's what he does every day. He hits up the sea pipe. So yeah, that one was a kind of a weird poem, but it happens. You know? It happens.
Yeah.
We'll read one more. We only need to do one more.
So he has like really abstract ways of thinking about stuff, and he obviously uses like really like odd poetry and odd language to talk about touchy subjects, because he has the right to do that, because he's E. Cummings.
Yeah, and he likes lowercase e, Cummings.
Lowercase e, Cummings. Cummings with a lowercase c.